What's going on, my people? It's your boy Mario, aka DJ Rebelations, and I'm bringing you the first episode of Rebelations Reacts of 2025. I want to thank every single one of you who've been patient, who've been waiting for this video or a video to come out. Truly appreciate every single one of you. So I hope everybody's had a great start to the year. It's been pretty bumpy, in my life, at least I can say, but I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to be able to be alive and experience all these emotions that come with, hurdles and setbacks at times. But God is good, God is great. Everything happens for a reason, everything happens because of God's perfect plan. I know it sounds very cliche, but that's truly what I believe, right? So, unfortunately, the first video of the year, I wanted it to start on a good note, but I mean, there's a pretty major thing that's happening right now on the west coast of the US, and I felt like it was time to address it a little bit. I know a lot of people have been watching the news, watching social media, seeing different pieces of content that have come out, people blaming each other, who's at fault here. And I think it's a time that your boy over here addressed it a little bit, and I'm going to do it using a video of a channel that I follow. It's called The Truth Is. Shout out to you, Truth Is. Although I don't agree with everything that they say on the channel all the time, dude is pretty spot on with a lot of the things that are happening in the world. I think the homie is based out of the Bronx, New York, if I'm not mistaken. And he's pretty interesting. A lot of the points that he shares on his videos, you can tell that the guy really does his homework. So I just want to share a little bit of what's happening right now with the wildfires in California, okay? If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please like, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment box saying Happy New Year or something, and let's get right to it.
Right now, as I speak, parts of LA are burning down. Several wildfires have started around several different sections of LA. While wildfires are a normal occurrence in California, this wildfire has been called the most destructive wildfire in California history. While there might have been larger wildfires in the past, this fire has been labeled one of the most destructive in California history, with it being estimated that $130 billion of damage had already been done since the fire started. Many people who are caught in this terrifying situation have gone on social media to question why all of this is happening, with people feeling that those in charge are not being transparent about what's going on, leaving people to think that there might be something other than nature behind this fire. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about the LA fires. But before we begin, I just wanted to ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe so we can get this video seen by everyone who needs to see it. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. Right now, LA is dealing with one of the most devastating fires in Cali history. Thousands of homes and businesses have burned down in a fire that just keeps on spreading. This has forced over 150,000 people to evacuate their homes in order to find safety elsewhere. It's being reported that at least 10 people.
Has everybody seen the footage of when it was starting, or like around when it was just starting? All the gridlock, all the traffic that was happening, people were abandoning their cars. It was absolutely nuts to see something like that. And it's like, where were all the police? Why weren't there enough police directing traffic? That was one of the news that I was hearing a lot, that regarding all the gridlock, right? A lot of people's cars caught on fire. They were done. They were done. They were gone.
Who have passed away due to the wildfires. From what I've read, multiple fires started that don't seem to be connected, which is strange. The first fire broke out in the Pacific Palisades area in LA on January 7th, with over 19,000 acres eventually burning down. Areas like the famous Malibu were caught in the fire, along with the Pacific Palisades and Westward. At a certain
It's crazy, and I'm pretty sure all of you have thought about this, right? That a lot of the homes that are burning up, a lot of celebrity homes, a lot of billionaires, millionaires, just very wealthy people, their homes are going up in flames. And somebody like myself, I'm not gonna lie, don't call me a hater, whatever, but I think that it's not the worst thing in the world that these people's homes went up in flames. Yeah, they worked hard for it, but it's like, what are they spewing out into the world? What is their job? What points of view do a lot of these celebrities push out into the masses that are not necessarily beneficial to the rest of humanity? Like, celebrities live in their own bubble, completely separate of what's going on in real life. So I'm not the least sad that these celebrities are losing their homes, but I am sad for the people, the regular folks out there, hardworking people trying to make ends meet, real Californians. I feel really bad for them. And wildlife, I feel so bad for the animals that are displaced, that are wondering like, what the heck is going on. It's sad.
certain point, firefighters reported that the strong winds were causing the fire to grow by 3 football fields of land per minute. According to the media, the fire
3 football fields. of land per minute. That is insane.
Grew out of a brush fire that exploded due to powerful winds. As of right now, it's being reported that only 8% of the fire has been contained. In a completely different section of LA, the Altadena section, a wildfire also broke out there that doesn't seem to be connected to the Palisades fire. It began in the evening on January 7th in Eaton Canyon in the San Gabriel Mountains. It's being reported that over 13,000 acres have burned down since the fire started. The media is claiming that powerful winds is what's powering and spreading the fire that destroyed much of the area. It is also being reported that only about 3% of that fire has been contained. A couple of days later, a fire broke out in the Hollywood Hills near the Runyon Canyon Park on January 8th. The fire had burned 50 acres of the Hollywood Hills, with concerns rising of the fire potentially burning down the Hollywood sign, but it was ironically spared. Just a day later, the Kenneth fire started igniting along a trailhead near Victory Boulevard in the West Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. About 960 acres have been burned down due to the fire. As of now, that fire is about 35% contained. In total, there are 5 different areas of LA burning right now.
Yo, y'all hear that? Randomly, right? These fires started in the most random spots, right? Far away from each other. Come on. Like, are we really going to believe that this was nature, this was climate change? I don't think so.
And it looks pretty bad. While wildfires are normal occurrences in California, this one seems to be different for 2 reasons. How the fire seems to be spreading to other areas that are not connected. Also, how the city has responded to these fires. Usually when these wildfires happen, California is pretty prepared and manages to contain it before it does too much damage. But right now with this fire, that isn't the case. As of right now, it is being reported that fire hydrants in the areas where the fires were located had no water flow and were completely dry. When firefighters attempted to use these hydrants, nothing was coming out of them.
And now there's this water supply issue.
But tonight, they're also talking about these fire hydrants, especially in light of what's happening in Southern California.
Firefighters battling the Palisades fire work to lay out enough hose to reach a distant fire hydrant.
There's a lot of excuses going around on social media right now, including on the Breakfast Club this morning. Charlemagne and DJ Envy, they were talking about this. And Charlemagne was kind of caping for the government, saying, well, there's not enough water in the fire hydrants to put out a fire that spread out this much. Fair, right? But it's kind of like taken away from the fact of the reasons why there wasn't enough water, right? And I think they're going to get into it.
Because the nearest one has little or no pressure, a serious problem that persists on the raging wildfire, one that crews, including this one from San Francisco, keep running into.
Well, so that is in fact true. Firefighters were complaining last night that some of the hydrants in the Pacific Palisades region were running out of water, no water. And in fact, it turns out that it's true. City officials explaining what happened in a press conference, they say the demand on their water supplies was unprecedented, which is hard to comprehend really given that all the warnings that they had in advance of this. But here is the Department of Water and Power Chief Executive addressing reporters just a short time ago. Take a listen.
We have 3 large water tanks, about 1 million gallons each. We ran out of water in the first tank at about 4:45 p.m. yesterday. We ran out of water in the second tank about 8:30 p.m. and the third tank about 3 a.m. this morning.
So there you have it, out of water.
Okay, so the fire department, they're saying that they've run out of water. We've already seen all the footage of the mayor completely getting obliterated coming out of the plane, coming back from Ghana. I mean, it's kind of unfair, that they just got wrong place at the wrong time when this emergency happened. If, in fact, they were just on vacation and it happened while they were on vacation, it sucks, but all the actions that led up to the lack of water, the lack of preparation, it's completely on the mayor and the governor, right? Governor of California and the mayor of Los Angeles.
According to the media, most of these hydrants were being
Look at the size of those reserves.
Supplied by 3 massive water tanks, each holding 1 million gallons of water. These hydrants all went dry when they were needed most, allowing these fires to only grow larger and larger. This was hard to believe for the residents in those areas whose lives literally depended on those hydrants working. It was also reported that Mayor Karen Bass actually cut the fire department's budget last year, something that didn't make sense to most due to the fact that California is known for these wildfires. It's being reported that she lowered their budget by at least $17.5 million, claiming to relocate it to help fight homelessness. Why lower the fire department's budget like they aren't especially needed in Los Angeles? When a resident saw the governor casually standing by his car, she approached him and tried to question him about the fires, with the governor claiming he was on the phone with the president to get some answers. When the woman asked to hear the conversation, the governor then claimed that he had no cell reception and was having trouble getting in touch with the president.
That was my daughter.
Did you see the BS there?
School, Governor, please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I have to get cell service.
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now.
Homeboy said he was on the phone with the president, then he said he was calling the president, and then watch.
And it's immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be, of course.
What are you going to do? To fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that. I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
Clearly, the governor wasn't on a phone call with the president like he claimed. He was just trying to pacify a desperate woman who was losing everything because of a fire that the city failed to contain. In a state where wildfires are common, it just didn't make any sense. Something else that I found extremely suspicious was the fact that thousands of Los Angeles homeowners were dropped by their insurer before the Palisades fire started. Insurance companies like Allstate, AmGuard, Nationwide Farmers Insurance Group, and many others stopped selling home insurance policies or reduced and even discontinued
Right, so a lot of you probably heard that already, right? That months ago, insurance companies were pulling out. Allstate was, I think, the major one, or State Farm. They were some of the major ones that started pulling out of California, right? So I don't think this was a coincidence, people. I'm just going to get straight to the point. This was not a coincidence. Stuff like this doesn't just happen, right?
Coverage sometime before the wildfire, leaving many people without no coverage and without no remedy to rebuild what they have lost after this fire. This has also raised tremendous concern from many, as it seems pretty calculated that these insurance policies would stop insuring people before one of the most devastating wildfires. It was also reported that many celebrities lost their homes in these wildfires. The homes of celebrities like Mel Gibson, Paris Hilton, Anthony Hopkins, Tina Knowles, John Goodman, and Miles Teller are among those destroyed due to the fire. Many people on social media were pointing out the fact that last year, so many celebrities were exposed. Now this year, many celebrities' homes are burning, with the literal Hollywood sign being under threat of burning down. Now, while it seems like karma for what these celebrities have been doing in Hollywood, the fire is actually affecting more everyday people like you and me than actual celebrities who are rich and have multiple homes across the country. While most people were left homeless and with nowhere to go, these celebrities were likely not home when the fires happened, or hopped in a private jet and left to one of their luxury homes in another state. The ones that did lose their homes are going to get a massive insurance check and are going to have no issues rebuilding, while those who aren't celebrities are going to have little to no help trying to rebuild their homes. I truly feel sorry for these people, and I pray God protects and helps them get through this situation. While it might seem like karma for the celebrities, I don't think it is. Now that being said, I do feel like...
Do you see this scene? It almost looks like a post-apocalyptic movie, right? It's insane what we're looking at. And there are homes that are actually haven't burned down. It's been strange, right? There's been homes that have been absolutely untouched in the middle of all of that, right? I've seen it on social media, and it's pretty impressive.
Like a lot of this isn't adding up. The fact that these wildfires all started happening in different parts of LA that aren't directly connected doesn't make sense to me. Then the fact that these hydrants that are needed to put out these fires are running dry and not being able to provide water to put the fire out also doesn't make sense. Add this with the city lowering the firefighters' budget by $17.5 million and the insurance companies purposely not trying to provide coverage in areas that were severely affected by the fire. You can see how this raises a lot of suspicion. This is leading people to assume that maybe these fires weren't started naturally. Many people online have started to theorize that these fires might have been started for nefarious reasons. Many people online suggest that they might have let these fires do this damage on purpose, similarly to what people thought about the Maui fires a few years back. So many people that were affected by the Maui fires started to think that there was something nefarious going on with that fire too. They felt the reason behind this fire was so that the billionaires could secretly buy up land and properties that were burned down in the fire for a fraction of what they were worth.
Anybody ever wondered what happened to that area of the Amazon right before... I think I'm gonna have to censor that word. Right before the sickness that happened a few years ago in 2020, the Amazon was on fire. It was burning insanely, and then we heard nothing. We heard nothing about it after that. And if you do some research, you'll see that a lot of these deforestation measures or methods happen because farming starts to happen, or they come in for real estate, or they are using the wood for furniture, things like that. So the Amazon is what really made me very skeptical that these fires are just happening out of nowhere, especially in the Amazon. Why would the Amazon be burning if it's a rainforest? Excuse my ignorance, but...
Others blame celebrities like Oprah, who was building an estate in Maui. Some even suggested that the fire could have been started because of the plans for the Maui Smart City, a theory that was extensively denied by those in power. I will say it is strange that Maui experienced such a destructive fire when they were planning on building smart cities. What's even more strange is the fact that LA seems to have similar plans of building a smart city. Smart LA 2028 is plans for LA to rebuild LA into a smart city that uses technology to improve the quality of life. This smart LA
Hello, people. Do you see this? This is the biggest red flag right here. Smart LA was already something that was in the works. You got to look more into this.
initiative was promised by the UN in hopes of turning LA into what they call smart cities, just like they promised for Maui. Now, I will say that it is rather suspicious, don't you think? While I can't directly say this is what's going on, I can say that it is strange. All of this that I'm noticing does tell a story that makes you think that something else is going on. As of right now, this is all just theories that people on the internet are claiming. I'm not saying that someone started this fire, as it could have likely been caused by a brush fire, but I am pointing fingers at the response to the fire, as it doesn't seem like they were prepared to handle it. The fact that they weren't prepared could suggest that this is happening exactly as some powerful people would have wanted. Rich, powerful people who might have plans for LA and needed something like this to happen to enact it. But I have no proof of that, so that's just my thoughts. Something else I found was that people online were claiming they saw people running around starting fires during all of this, with people suggesting this is proof that these fires could have been man-made. What's interesting about this is that a man was reportedly arrested for suspected arson in LA. Los Angeles police have arrested an unnamed man who was allegedly spotted attempting to light a fire in the city's Woodland Hills area near the Kenneth fire, though law enforcement officials have said they can.
Unfortunately, I believe the person that they caught with the flamethrower was a Latino man.
Not confirm a connection between the arson suspect and any of the deadly fires currently burning through California. Apparently, the man was caught with a propane tank or a flamethrower. The man was detained by nearby residents who held him down until police arrived. After interviewing the suspect, investigators determined that there was not enough probable cause to charge the man with arson or suspicion of arson, and he was instead arrested on a felony probation violation. This was again suspicious to me. How is it that this man was caught with a flamethrower starting a fire but couldn't be charged with arson? This raises concerns on whether some of these fires could have actually been started by people and not by nature. But I will say it's hard not to believe something more nefarious is going on here. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Was this an act of nature, or could there be people to blame for this catastrophe? I pray for all the victims of the fire. For those watching me from LA, please stay safe. I will keep all of you in my prayers. If you witnessed the fire with
Okay, so it's very unfortunate what's happening. There have been a few things that have been developing ever since this video was made or dropped. I think it was a day or two ago that this video was made. And apparently prisoners, I'm not surprised, but like prisoners from the jails, there are the ones that are volunteer firefighters trying to put out the fires, and apparently they're getting paid $10 a day or $10.50 a day, something like that. Maybe they wouldn't have killers and stuff like that trying to put out fires. They're probably afraid that they would run away. So it's probably people that have less violent crimes, I guess, that are out there putting out the fires. It's just the response has been insane to this fire. I'm convinced, honestly. I'm 100% convinced. I'm not going to lie to you. It was planned. It is a controlled chaos, right? Order out of chaos. It is on the dollar bill of the American dollar. Like, it's how they operate. It's how governments operate. Order out of chaos. I want to know what you think about everything that is happening, because it's a lot, you know. It's a lot to take in. A lot of families, a lot of businesses, people that have worked so hard. Everything's gone. They don't have insurance. There's even celebrities that have been online that are saying they don't have insurance. You know, so their $1 million, $8 million, $10 million houses gone, right, with no insurance. But I truly do feel it for the regular schmegular folks who have lost everything now. I feel so bad for the animals that are just displaced. I feel bad for the animals whose owners, right, pets that their owners have disowned them, you know, just left them behind. Just like what we saw in the footage from the hurricane that happened in Florida, right? I saw a dog that was tied to a post and the water was starting to rise. Like, what an inhumane thing to do. I'm glad they caught the owner, though. They caught him. But it's just very unfortunate where we are with society. Please look into the World Economic Forum. Please look into smart cities. Look into 15-minute cities. This is all planned. This has been planned for a very, very long time. Apparently, there's a conspiracy going around about Donald Trump's Agenda 2025. or 2026, whatever. But point is, world governments, they all have plans, always to benefit themselves, never for the people. We just always fall in line, no matter what it is, no matter how many videos you put out of awareness, they're still going to get away with what they're doing. And recently, I heard today that President Biden promised $770 for the affected families in the California fires. Meanwhile, they just sent, like, I think $500 million to the Ukraine war. That's insane. Why is that the standard, right? When there's a relief fund from FEMA, is it $770? I think that's what they gave the people in Florida as well, to buy essentials. Okay, where are you going to go buy the essentials from if you have nowhere to go? You need the money to stay somewhere. You know, are they giving them money for hotel stay? Or, you know, like, what's going on? $770? That's a slap. That's a slap to their faces. And I can't believe that people are just accepting this over and over and over again. Why is that the standard that FEMA said, okay, $770? Why that number? Why couldn't it be $1,000 per family? Right? Even that's not enough. I don't know. We're going to see how this continues to develop. Right? I think it's been about a week now since it started. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. What do you think about the fires? Do you think they were set on... They were started on purpose? Do you think it was a coincidence? Do you think that nature did it? Do you think that what's made it worse has been the lack of response from government officials? It's no coincidence that these waters, the reserves, were emptied out. And Governor Newsom, no offense, but like, that guy's been... Wow. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not into the whole politics thing, but this man is a leader of a whole state. You know, it's almost a small country, the amount of people that are in California. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video down below. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully there's some more positive developments after this video when I follow up, okay? Take care. It's your boy DJ Rebelations for Rebelations Reacts.